Coordinates: 36 degrees 11 minutes 13 seconds north, 109 degrees 34 minutes 25 seconds west, 36.18694 degrees north, 109.57361 degrees west, 36.18694. minus 109.57361. The Navajo Nation is an American Indian territory covering about 17,544,500 acres, occupying portions of northeastern Arizona, southeastern Utah, and northwestern New Mexico in the United States. This is the largest land area retained by an indigenous tribe in the United States, with a population of 173,667 as of 2010. By area, the Navajo Nation is larger than 10 U.S. states: West Virginia, Maryland, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware and Rhode Island, and the territory of Puerto Rico, and is less than 1% shy of being equal to the combined area of the last 5. The original indigenous tribe has expanded several times since the 19th century. In English, the official name for the area was Navajo Indian Reservation, as outlined in Article 2 of the 1868 Treaty of Bosque Redondo. On April 15, 1969, the tribe changed its official name to the Navajo Nation, which is also displayed on the seal. In 1994, the Tribal Council rejected a proposal to change the official designation from Navajo to Dine. It was remarked that the name Dine represented the time of suffering before the long walk, and that Navajo is the appropriate designation for the future. In Navajo, the geographic entity with its legally defined borders is known as Nabiho Binahastizo. This contrasts with Dine Bikaya and Nabiho Bikaya for the general idea of Navajoland. Neither of these terms should be confused with Dineta, the term used for the traditional homeland of the Navajo, which is situated in the area among the 4 sacred Navajo mountains of Dukulid and Sudzal. The Navajo people's tradition of governance is rooted in their clans and oral history. The clan system of the Dine is integral to their society, as the rules of behavior found within the system extend to the manner of refined culture that the Navajo people call to walk in beauty. The philosophy and clan system extend from before the Spanish colonial occupation of Dineta through to the July 25, 1868, congressional ratification of the Navajo Treaty with President Andrew Johnson, signed by Baboncito, Amijo, and other chiefs and headmen present at Bosque Redondo. The Navajo people have continued to transform their conceptual understandings of government since it joined the United States by the Treaty of 1868. Social, cultural and political academics continue to debate the nature of the modern Navajo governance and how it has evolved to include the systems and economies of the Western world. In the mid-19th century, most Navajo were forced from their lands by the U.S. government and were marched on the long walk to imprisonment in Bosque Redondo. The Treaty of 1868 established the Navajo Indian Reservation, and the Navajos left Bosque Redondo. The borders were defined as the 37th parallel in the north, the southern border as a line running through Fort Defiance, the eastern border as a line running through Fort Leo, and in the west as longitude 109 degrees 30.68 as drafted in 1868. The boundaries were defined as the following district of country, to wit, bounded on the north by the 37th degree of north latitude, south by an east and west line passing through the site of Old Fort Defiance. In Canon Bonito, east by the parallel of longitude which, if prolonged south, would pass through Old Fort Leo, or the Ojo de Osong, Bear Spring, and west by a parallel of longitude about 109.30 inches west of Greenwich, provided it embraces the outlet of the Canon de Chile, which canyon is to be all included in this reservation, shall be, and the same hereby, set apart for the use and occupation of the Navajo tribe of Indians, and for such other friendly tribes or individual Indians as from time to time they may be willing, with the consent of the United States, to admit among them, and the United States agrees that no persons except those herein so authorized to do, and except such officers, soldiers, agents, and employees of the government, or of the Indians, as may be authorized to enter upon Indian reservations in discharge of duties imposed by law, or the orders of the President, shall ever be permitted to pass over, settle upon, or reside in the territory described in this article. Though the treaty had provided for 100 miles by 100 miles in the New Mexico Territory, the size of the territory was 3,328,302 acres. Slightly more than half. This initial piece of land is represented in the design of the Navajo Nation's flag by a dark brown rectangle. As no physical boundaries or signposts were set in place, many Navajo ignored these formal boundaries and returned to where they had been living prior to captivity. A significant number of Navajo had never lived in the Havildi. They remained or moved to near the Little Colorado and Colorado rivers, on Narcissan and some with Apache bands. The first expansion of the